we go. Okay, good deal. Okay, now we're recording.
So
So,
you're relaxed, and I'm propped up in my bed.
no, I'm in my office. Tyler's in there, and we've got 2 dogs on the loose. So they're chasing rabbits or deer or whatever. But okay, well, what I just I kind of put a poll on our team page about some different trainings that I thought would be good for everybody, because we're everywhere. We've got Donna down in like southern West Tennessee, and then Teresa and Trish are up in Kentucky, and Emily's close by me, and then Lori's kind of west. Yep, that way.
Is that a warning?
So it's kind of hard just to kind of get all together, and all these are just going to be like special little Zoom calls with just like whatever topic and that we've got going on. So this one is actually going to be, that went around the circle. This one's going to be about bridal shows, and I mean like bridal showers, and we can also tap into bridal like events and expos toward the end of it. But for the most part, I think we just need to talk about bridal showers for a couple of different reasons. I mean, people get married all year long, but the main months are like spring and in the fall. And so we're kind of approaching into that spring, summer time where we're going to have, a lot of people are going to be getting married or planning showers too, because they're getting married in the fall. So I know it sounds kind of crazy to talk about bridal showers now, but we don't want to wait until we run into somebody and they're getting married next week. So we want to be talking to them when they're planning their wedding. We want to be able to be on the lookout for people that are getting married, because the service that we provide for brides and grooms is really good. I mean, they can't walk in Bed Bath & Beyond or Dillard's or Target or Walmart and get the things that Pampered Chef can offer them. So since, if y'all don't want to talk, but just kind of raise your hand. How many are familiar that Pampered Chef does bridal showers? Like, we have that option. All right. Okay. All right. So we know about it. Does anybody really know what's going on with the bridal showers and how we do them? And it's okay not to put your hand up. Okay. There we go.
In a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Tracy
On the
said
way.
it. So yeah, y'all sat at a couple of them with me long enough to kind of hear the way I do it. So I'm just going to tell you a couple of things that is really important. And this sounds kind of bossy, but I've done this for 19 years, and I can't tell you the number of bridal showers I have figured out what's worked, and I figured out what doesn't work. And so trust me when I tell you some of the things. And I have, not tooting my own horn, but I have pretty successful. Like if my bridal shower is $800, that I'm wondering what I did wrong. Usually they're 9 times out of 10, they're $1,000. And that's what we want. We want $1,000, and we want $1,500. But the key is to really know what we offer and convey that, not necessarily to the bride, but to the person putting on the shower. So, like, I'm going to, let's see, just to make everything better, I'm going to go ahead and, if I can mute everybody. I don't know how to mute everybody. Never mind. I'm just going to forget it. Can everybody hear okay? All right. If you're making noise or got something going on in the background, you can mute yourself. So, first off, I've just kind of pulled up my little Pampered Chef on their website has got, can y'all see this okay? I know it's kind of got a glare, but it is the wedding show planner. And if I start to try to look for it, it's going to be like a needle in a haystack. So I don't want to try to go hunting for it with you guys on the thing. But it's a planner that looks very similar to our regular cook-in or regular virtual. All the benefits are the same. They're not elevated or anything like that. So $1,000 show, look, I should know this. $1,000 show, the bride's going to get $215 worth of products. A $200 party, they're going to get $20 worth of products. So all of that is the same. What's different is the people are buying for the bride, so they're getting things that are on their register and things that the guest wants to buy the bride, and that all accumulates as guest sales. So they maybe purchased them $2,000 worth of products. So, or let's just say $1,000 worth of products. So all the guests at the shower are purchasing, $1,000 worth of products. So then the bride gets to go shopping with $200 and something to pick everything else. So it's kind of like she's double dipping in a good kind of way. So does that kind of make sense? So she's getting her sales based on what everybody is buying for her and for themselves at the party. So, come on in. Come on. Sorry, I have my dog just came in, so let me shut my door. Hang on. Okay. So, I guess one of the questions would be is where do you find people that are getting married? How do you know? Well, you're going to know about some of them that are like close in, like family, things like that. And the other thing is on Facebook, when anything good or bad or ugly happens in somebody's lives, they put it on Facebook. Okay. And when you're scrolling through Facebook, you're going to see people that you're associated with, either like you're associated with them or you're associated with them by association. So, and it's okay to reach out to them, and you could just message them or call them if you knew them personally and just say, hey, I don't know, Jill, it's Cheryl with Pampered Chef. I saw that you were getting married. Congratulations. And depending on how well you know them, you might do a little small talk. And you may just kind of come right out and say, I would love to talk with you. I know it's early in your engagement. Maybe kind of find out when they're getting married, so you kind of know whether it's like next week or next fall. So find all that out, just kind of in conversation. So I don't know that you knew that. Thanks, Emily. Green tea. So I don't know if you knew this or not, but Pampered Chef has bridal showers, and I'd love to talk with you about it. And so, they may say, well, I don't know. Or now if they have somebody, say their sister or somebody that's playing in the shower, ask them, do you have somebody that's playing in the shower? Or are you the one kind of in control of everything? It's like when I got married, it was like, I really didn't have a shower, but my friends put something together for me. And, some people kind of like, I don't know, they do their own shower, which is kind of odd, but most people have a friend or a family member that's doing the shower. And so what you want to do is you want to talk to that person so you can kind of work with them. But you have to really sell it to the bride or the groom or whoever it is that's wanting to do this. Because when you sell this to them, they're going to be like, whoa. And so basically you say just what I said, everybody's going to come to the shower. They're going to be buying for you. They're going to be buying for themselves. And you get the chart out and you go, the average bridal shower is between $8,000 and $1,000 on average. And I just said that because that's about my average. And then you're going to say, you're going to get everything that they're buying for you. Plus you're going to get an extra $200 to spend on everything else that you didn't get. So kind of plant that seed of, I'm sorry, they keep opening my door. And all I can hear is the TV in there. So I don't want him to hear me and I don't want to hear him. So plant the seed on all this stuff that they're going to get. And we don't want to bash Target and Dillard's and things like that, but you could absolutely say, now, we don't sell sheets and towels and things like that. So absolutely, you might, because really these girls these days, they have multiple showers. They have lingerie showers. They have, fill the pantry showers, fill the liquor cabinet showers. Well, they have them all. So, you could say they could split it. Maybe they want to invite this group of people to the wedding shower or Pampered Chef shower, and they want to invite this group of people to this kind. Or they might want to invite them to all of them, who knows. But just kind of lead in, we can do all this, plus we're giving you all this for free. Which, unfortunately, and you could say it like this, unfortunately, Dillard's and Bed Bath & Beyond doesn't do that. You get what they buy for you, and that's it. And a thank you. But, with us, we get the rewards. Also, something I try to really steer people to is going by history, January and either June or July, not both, it's either one or the other, is what we call the double free host month. And what that is every January, since I can't remember when you have a show in January and your sales are at least $650 or more, they double the free. So if you know somebody getting married, I don't care if they're getting married in June, so let's have you a shower in January, because if you have $1,000 shower, you're going to get $430 worth of products in addition to what everybody's going to buy. So, okay. So is everybody kind of good on that? I know y'all are, but it's just a good way to kind of present it. You don't want to say, oh, it's just we have a good shower, blah, blah, blah. No, you want to show them the money. You want to show them everything they're going to get, because who doesn't like buy one, get one free, right? So, they can, and then, so, hang on, I've got a question. So should I ask it out loud? All right. Okay, so Susanna says, do you ask the bride if she wants a Pampered Chef bridal show, or inform the mom, and does she tell a friend? How do you say it? Depends on who I'm talking to. So if I'm at a bridal event and they come up, I'm usually talking to whoever that is, and it's generally the bride. So I kind of find out, who's planning your shower. And if she'll say, whoever, I'll take down that information. Does that kind of help you? Okay. And basically I kind of sell it to the bride, or to the, whoever, the bride or the groom. And I just, kind of talk to them about, have you ever heard of Pampered Chef? Just like you're going to sell them the idea of hosting a party. Well, we do bridal showers. And what I tell them, sorry, this weather's killing me. What I tell them is, okay, sorry, I'm glad this is just us and this is not public, because I am not good with all this. But so the way I phrase how our shower works, I say something to the effect of, have you ever heard of Pampered Chef bridal showers? Well, we do them, and let me kind of explain to you how I do them. And this is how I do it. So it's not necessarily, you may run into another consultant, or you might have been to one that's done completely different. So I tell the bride, well, what we do is you invite everybody to the shower, whether it's at the church or a home or community center or whatever. You just invite everybody there. There's no need for them to bring any gifts, because when they get to the shower, we're going to have the gift registry there. They're going to be able to order the products there. So they don't have to go shopping. They don't have to buy a gift bag. They don't have to buy a card. All they've got to do is get up on the day of the shower, get ready, and show up. There's none of this. If you live in the country like I do, like most of us, you've got to drive 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes to a decent store to get them, like Dillard's or Target or, Bed Bath & Beyond or something like that, to get them their gift where they're registered at. So I tell them, you just have them all come to the shower, and we do it all there. And then everything is delivered either to me or to the bride, however we decide it's going to be done. And like, you don't even have to gift wrap it. It just goes from Pampered Chef to the bride. And how easy is that? And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some food. We're going to be able to socialize. We're going to play a couple of games. It's really fun. So that's just kind of, I make my things seem so non-complicated, because when it's all this blah, 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 and if you want, Pampered Chef used to have shower invitations. I'm really sad that they don't. They had these invitations that had all this on there, you know, and then at the bottom it had a little recipe card where you would mail these off to the guest, and you'd have them fill their favorite recipe and tear this bottom part off and bring it to the shower. So, you know, I stocked up. I've got a few of these left for my showers that I've got, but we don't sell them anymore. Now, there are some on Consultants Corner that you can print, but I'm thinking what I would do is, you know, you can tell them, I can get you some shower invitations, or if there's a shower invitation that you prefer. So, you know, one or the other. If you don't want to do any of that, you can just give them all the information for them to put on the shower. But I never mailed out the shower invitations. I would just give them a pack and say, here you go, here's your invitations. So, and sometimes I'll set them up on Facebook too. It just kind of depends on how all that's. I've probably had like 4 showers since the whole virtual party. And so I do set them up on there. Well, probably maybe 6. I don't know. I've done quite a bit. But so I do run a virtual party with the shower. So I do both. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of open this up, and I'm really just going to read through it, but I want to kind of show, I don't want to miss anything. So I know this is going to sound really weird. I think this is mine. No, I bet that's not mine. Let me go over here to, I don't think y'all can see this yet, but I have to share the screen. So let me go to Zoom and let me share.
Cheryl, is it a cooking party that you do at
I
the
do.
shower? Okay.
I do a cooking shower. I'm going to move you guys. So, okay. So here's kind of what I do. The shower, like, okay. So I've never done any training on this. I've only talked to consultants about this like one-on-one. But so basically what I do, I book the shower. You know, we find out when it is, where it's going to be. You get all that stuff done. And so, but it's not I take that back, Emily. It's not a cooking like you would do a cooking party, but there is cooking there. So if they want to. So what I tell them is, what we'll do is, you know, you do the shower like you would normally do. You know, if you, whatever, finger foods and things like that, absolutely have that done. Hold on. Now that you're not going back out. My dogs are very distracting. They don't know how to open the door just a little bit. They open it all the way. So they will, like, for example, one of them that I did, they did like a breakfast. It was like a biscuit bar. They did this huge biscuit bar with, you know, all these other things, mimosas, all kinds of stuff. So I let them go ahead and do whatever they would do as far as the food goes. And what I tell them is we'll decide between me and the bride what else we want to make. And so while we still had the trifle bowl, remember the trifle bowl that we used to have? While we still had that, I made a trifle at every shower. That was it. I didn't go through and make anything else. And I'll get to how all that comes to play. Now that we don't have the trifle bowl, I've started doing the hot and cheesy bruschetta dip. And the reason I do that is because it takes about 2 minutes in the microwave, and it takes about 5 minutes to whip together. And that's kind of how the trifle was. I find something that takes really less than 10 minutes to do. And so, and that's just what I tell them it's like a cooking class, like a cooking lesson for the bride and a couple of her friends. So that kind of makes sense a little bit. I'll show you where that kind of happens. So can y'all see my screen now? I've got like my notes on here. Susanna, can you see it? Can y'all see all this? Yeah, okay. All right. Y'all are all muted, so I can't hear anything. All I can look and see some nods. I'm looking at Trisha's ceiling fan. Okay. So all this is posted on our team page, and it's under the files section. And but I do want to kind of read through a little bit of it. And I want to skip, kind of tells you about what the options are. So we're going to kind of skip all this. But I want to get down to, I don't think this is what I typed up. Hold on. I might have grabbed the wrong. Okay. Here we go. So here's the demo. So, okay. All right. So, okay. So what we have now with Pampered Chef, and this is all pretty new, is we have a registry where the bride can go in there and she can register and she can select everything that she wants. So I definitely talked to the bride about going out there and doing all of this. And then we have the ability to link the registry with the show that we set up. So we go into Consultants Corner and we create a show just like we would normally create when we're doing a kitchen show or virtual party or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and create all that. And then there's going to be a place that you will link the two. So when people order off the registry, it'll automatically hit their party. So I will also give them a host packet, which will contain 2 or 3 catalogs. And I tell the bride to take one catalog and take a Sharpie and to mark everything in that catalog that she wants. And I want her to sit down with her groom, and I want her to sit down with her mom or her best friend or whoever is kind of the person that is doing the whole, you know, kind of helping her out. You're saying. Sorry. I've locked him in here now. I do not mean to have all these distractions. It's just my dogs in the storm. So I send her the show planner and an order form, or a couple of order forms. And I have a different order form that I use for my bridal showers. And I just print them. I found them somewhere and I've just kind of personalized them. And I think they're also in our files section under our group. So I give that to the host, bride, whoever's planning it, whoever I'm working with. Sometimes it's like their best friend. And so to answer your question, Susanna, sometimes I only deal with the bride on a little bit of occasion, but I'm really working with the person planning it. And that's sometimes how the brides want it. So it just depends. It just really kind of depends. Okay. So don't worry about duplications because none of us are on direct ship. So when people order, we have the ability to change it all up. So we could, or if the bride said, oh, she ordered me the medium round stone and I want the large round stone, things like that can be changed. Okay. All right. So we'll get to the setup portion. So the party's booked and we are at the location of the shower. So, and I probably should back up. Let me back up to the wish list. Sorry. So the bride does her wish list, and I've done this. I've used a couple of different things, but I found what I'm fixing to show you works by far the best. I have in the past printed off a list of everything that she wanted, and I've made if she's got 30 people coming to the shower, I've made 30 copies of the wish list and have passed it all out and had people just kind of come up and circle what they wanted. And it ended up being like a nightmare. And I thought, okay, well, let's do it like this. Let's do like choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. That way I'll have a master list and we could be like, oh, she's got choice 1 and choice 2. So let's get choice 3. And that was also very time consuming and really just kind of, it did not flow right. I have seen people that have used those, well, it's what my vision board's on, like those science boards, you know, the trifold boards that are really big. So they'll put their wish list items on there. I've seen other people print off little tags and put them on like tongue suppressor or popsicle sticks and put them in like a vase. So there's tons of different ways you can do it. But what I started with was this right here. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but it's a little dress like made out of wire. It's like not very tall, just maybe, you know, 1.5 feet tall. But on this dress, I printed off, I don't know if y'all can see these, but these are like little tags that have a picture of the product, the name of the product, and the dollar amount. And I tied them all to this dress. So this is one after the fact. I haven't used this one in a while. But and they would come up here and literally they would just pull these tags off. I told them not to worry about untying them, just to rip them off like this. Because most of the time I'm not using the same ones over and over again. So this is one of the things that I would use, and I would print off all of these tags for every item that's on there. And you can handwrite it. I worked in an office and was able to utilize some of my spare time in between tasks to create that. Now, moving a couple of years after that, another consultant and I went in and bought this little gem. It's a bigger stand, and as you can see, it's on the floor, so it stands a few feet tall. And she bought the dress that goes on it. This is what it looks like underneath. It's like one of these. I don't know if y'all can even see that, but so this is what I carry to my showers now. So whoever needs it, we're using it. So I use that, and what I have used for that is bought these little tags at Hobby Lobby, and on the back of it I put the label with the product, item number, and the price. And it has one of those little fish, what do they call those, little earring hooks, and you just hook it in there and it sits right on that dress, and they can just come pick them off. So that to me works better. And so what I do is I have that set up at the shower for everybody to go up and pick the products that they want off of there. So there is zero duplication unless they happen to order online in between when I've got them on there. It's kind of rare. Okay. So here's a couple things I do at the shower. When I get there, do y'all have any questions or anything? Lori's falling asleep on me. Busted. Y'all good? Emily, Donna, y'all good? All right, Susanna. All right. Okay. So, and I literally typed all this up. So a couple of things that I carry to the shower with me is let me get it. I go and I buy a box of thank you cards. And I'm not buying expensive ones. I'm buying thank you cards. I really don't care what they look like. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to go out and spend $20 on some thank you cards. I'm going to get the cheapest ones I can find. And, oh, look, Susanna, this got your name on it. Apparently, I was going to mail you something and it didn't fit in here. So what I do at the showers, my little package that I give to everybody, say, for example, if they have just seats, I will take a catalog. I will take an order form. I will take if I can find it. Well, that's not it. Like, the sticky notes that have the lines on them? Like this. It's like the notepad that's got the lines on them. I will take this and I will stick it to the front of the catalog. And of course it's blank. This one's wrote on. But so this is going to be, sticky note's going to be attached to the catalog. Okay. And it's going to be blank. So the catalog, the sticky note, my special order form that I use, which looks like this. And I will have an envelope that will also be on there and an ink pen. And I think that's it. So that's all that I got. they're all getting that on, whether it could be on the table, on the chair, whatever. Okay. And if you don't have the large sticky post notes, an index card, just some sort of piece of paper. And I just find that those sticky notes are big enough that they can write, and they'll stick right onto the thing. And I usually do the sticky note catalog at home before I get there. And then that way I'm just pulling the catalogs out and I'm sticking them everywhere. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. All right. And then there's going to be, okay, this is my setup. So there's going to be the recipe station. I tell them I need a table somewhere. If it's in a house, of course it'll be in the kitchen. Or if it's like at a community room or a church or something, maybe the table will kind of be kind of up front where everybody can watch. So it just kind of depends on the area where we're at. And where that's going to be where we're going to put together this really quick recipe. And if it's something like the bruschetta or the trifle or whatever I'm doing, everything is going to be washed. There's not going to be any packages on the table. Say, for example, we're doing the bruschetta dip. There's mayonnaise, cheese, tomatoes, not sour cream, but something else, whatever. All that stuff's going to be measured in the measuring spoon, in a prep bowl or something. The tomatoes are going to be washed. Everything's going to be right there. And all they have to do is what I call Rachel Ray it. Throw it all together, stir it up, and put it in the microwave. There's, because we don't want to have all that extra time opening packages and washing stuff like that. So, and I've kind of listed that. I also have an apron station. I think Pampered Chef still has it, but it's a white apron and it'll say the Pampered Bride on it. And this is totally optional. I've always done it with mine. But I have an area set aside where I lay the apron out. And if you do use this apron, make sure that you wash it before you carry it to the shower. Because what I do is I have the apron laid out and I have some markers, whether it's fabric markers or Sharpies. And that will be where everybody will sign this apron. Does that make sense? So they might be like best wishes or congratulations or welcome to the family or something like that is going to be all over. They're just going to all sign this apron. So if you use an apron, like I said, make sure you wash it. Make sure that you've got, and also might want to bring along a poster board or something to put on the underneath, because we'd hate for them to let you use their old antique table and these markers bleed through on that table. So we don't want to do that. No, that has not happened to me, but I've seen them bleed through and things could just be bad. You also want to make sure you've got a spot that's all, and this stuff all needs to be all set up before you start the shower, just because you want it to really run smooth. You don't want the shower to be topsy-turvy, like, these people want to come in, have a good time, and leave. Cooking shows, oh yeah, they can be crazy because they just are. But the showers, I try to really have a good shower. So I want to have a checkout station. So that's where my calculator is going to be. And I'm going to print off the master copy of her wedding registry. I'm going to have a highlighter. And what else do I need? Extra order forms. Plus, we want to make sure that we have our Pampered Chef opportunity brochures there too, because you never know who there might be looking to do something like this. Okay. Oh, back up to the stuff that goes with the catalog and all that on their seat. I put the door prize drawing slip on there as well. I think I forgot to mention that one. So anyway, so we got the checkout station. Okay. So the demo, so I kind of went through that really quick. But before I do the shower, before, we're there, I'm talking to the bride or the host or whoever it is, and asking them beforehand, I'm going to need you and a couple of your friends, 2 or 3 of your friends, to help me put this recipe together. So kind of get all that so they know. So I'm just going to kind of read through that. Are y'all okay if I read through this? Okay. Because it's going to be here, but okay. So before the show, I asked the host, like, for example, when I did my daughter's shower, I wanted to give her a pair of earrings at her shower before we got all into the shower because we did a Pampered Chef, a bridal one for her. And it was a pair of pearl earrings that I wanted to give to her because my mom was leaving hers for her and we lost them in my house fire. So I kind of wanted to say something to Kendra before before the shower kind of got a little sideways and we were cooking and eating and all that stuff. So I do ask every bride's mother, host, or if there's, if she would like to say something. And then when I get started, I kind of say, is there anybody that would like to say something, to get us started off or, beforehand? And, they're kind of like, no, we're good. We're good. So, but if there is somebody, I let the mother come up and talk and, whether she's thanking everybody or she wants to hand down something to her daughter, like an heirloom or something like that, at the very beginning of the shower. So I introduce myself and then I introduce the host. If I don't already know the bride, sometimes I really know the bride and I might share, if I know them really well or I know them at all, I might share a little tidbit of how we know each other or, something like that. Let's see, if I don't know everybody there, I'll introduce myself and a tidbit of my story and share briefly how I know the bride and thank her for allowing me to share in this special time with her. I do have a little gift that I always give the bride, and I put it in some sort of a gift bag, and it's just some random things. Like if I have an extra seasoning or a rub, I'll throw that in there. Maybe one of our little paring knives, I'll put in there. A Season's Best cookbook. Um, just a couple of little gadgets I'll throw in there. Maybe I don't know, something, maybe another recipe card or something like that. When I was at Target last year, they had little wedding planners on clearance, and I got them for like $1 a piece. And they were like, I don't know, $8. I don't even remember how much they were, but I ended up paying like $1 a piece. So I'll throw something like that. But so, I present the bride with this gift, a gift bag filled with goodies, and let her know that this is the beginning of all the amazing gifts that she will be showered with. I share with the guests how the shower works. For example, the bride and groom have chosen their wish list, and I have created this registry dress, whichever one I'm standing next to. The registry dress is filled with everything that they would like to have in their kitchen. And in a few moments, I'll give you all an opportunity to come to the table and select the products that you would like to purchase for them. You will pick the items from the dress and take the tags back to your seats and add them to the order form that has been provided. Now, if there is something that is not on their list and you know that they would love it, feel free to add that to your order. So you're not just saying, this is all you get them. Let them know that they can get anything else. Because when you give them permission to do stuff like that, they will be like, oh, well, I really love these stainless steel scoops and they need them. And they might put that on there, or they need this cookware, so put that cookware on there, whatever. So now, and then I say something like this. This is pretty funny, and because I always usually get a chuckle. And I'll say, now many of us know how hard it is for us to go shopping without picking up something for ourselves. Well, you can do that here too. There's a special place on our order form just for your personal purchases. So I ask them to pull out the order form and I go over it with them. And I go over the whole entire order form, starting with the very top of it. So, and I'll show y'all, I'll just kind of read it. So, let's see. Okay. I ask them to fill out their information at the top. This way I can let her know who purchases what. Because some people will come up and they'll only fill this out. Well, when I'm giving her her list of what people bought for her so she can send her thank you cards, I don't know who it is. So I always make sure they do it. And I also say, I don't get into my showers and start talking about booking shows and selling the product or, selling Pampered Chef or any of that stuff. I don't go into any of that. I mean, I briefly touch on it. So what I tell them at the top right hand corner, if you are interested in any of our Pampered Chef opportunities, say if maybe you would be interested in hosting any of the show, you might know somebody that is getting married, or you would like a fundraiser, or any of those items up there in the top, please feel free to check them and we will talk about that later. Or I'll reach out to you or something like that. So, but I asked them to please fill out their name, address, phone number, and email address. I show them, I don't know, can y'all see this? This will say for the couple, and this will give them a spot to fill out all their stuff. And then down here, it says for myself. So it's a 2-part order form. So they can buy for the bride, they can buy for themselves, and they're not having to pay 2 different shippings. And there's a place down here for their card information, or they can pay by check or cash. So I go over all that stuff. In the top right corner, I point out if they would like to host a cooking show or a virtual show, know someone getting married and moving into a new home, or like more information, please check the box. I show them, let's see, with the items, I kind of went over all that. Sorry, I'm trying to read this and make sure I'm getting all that to you. And I also tell them, don't worry about tallying any of that up because I can do that for you at the end of it. So just sit back and have a good time after you've ordered. Because a lot of people will get so totally into adding everything up and looking around for a calculator or grabbing their phone. I just tell them not to worry about that. Once you've got it filled out, I'll come along and pick them up. So don't even worry about totaling up, and I'll get back with you, once I start tallying everything up to get your payment. Okay. So then I tell everybody to grab the blank envelope that was provided to them and to put their address right here, just like Susie's is right there. Now, Susie cubed it. I don't know what this was for, and I tell them what we're doing is I'm going to be giving the bride the thank you cards. So they can easily, she won't have to look, or he won't have to look up your address to mail you the card back to him. So I and that's like, like $5 for a pack of thank you cards. And everybody loves that idea. And of course, I don't stamp it or anything like that. I provide the card and I provide the envelope with the address on there. So they are all like thinking that's just all that in a bag of chips. So just kind of FYI, that's a really good idea. And I will tell them I will have a basket up front that they can bring this card or bring this to me along with their order form, one or the other, however I got it figured out. I also then mentioned the blank card or Post-it, and it's on the catalog, and I asked them not to write on that because it will be used later in the shower for the games. And then I say, let's see, then the door prize slip, I have them go ahead and fill that out and answer any questions that might pertain to them. And I'll pick that up when I'm tallying their order forms up. So I again remind them to sign the apron. Okay, so I kind of tell all that. That's kind of at the very beginning. So they're getting all the information in the very beginning of the shower. And it doesn't take near as long as it does for me to explain it all to you. So once I've told them what's going on at their seat, I've told them about the dress where the products are for them to pick up. I've, told them about every form that they need to fill out. I tell them, I said, okay, guys, now it's time for the bride and I and a couple of her friends. We're going to make this recipe. I say something, now it's time to make the recipe. I asked the bride and 2 of her friends to assist me with the recipe that we've chosen. And I let everybody know that we will be in the kitchen or at another designated spot preparing this dish. And they are more than welcome to sit back and watch us, to come up and watch us, or they can get up and go ahead and do their shopping during this time. And so they're all jumping up out of their seat. A very few will watch us. The rest of them are going straight over to the dress and they're picking all the things off that they want to get the bride. Because this recipe only takes us a couple minutes. So while I'm cooking the rest, or while we're doing the recipe, Emily, this will probably answer your question. While we're doing the recipe, I'm not talking to the rest of the people at the shower. It is me and the girls or guys that's beside me. All we're doing is the recipe's here, and I'm telling them, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. We whip it up. It's either done or we throw it in the microwave and then it's done. But that's it. I'm only talking with them, and I'm not even talking about products. We're just basically 3 or 4 girls, guys, whatever, putting this recipe together. That's it. No demo. We're just putting it all together. So does that make sense? That, it's not really like a demo. I'm not talking about the product. Okay. So after the dish is completed and the guests are back in their seats, I continue with the shower. I let them know that we will be playing a couple of shower games, that this is where they're going to need this paper. So the games that I usually use, because I am a KISS girl, I'm a keep it simple Cheryl type of person. They named that after me. You know that, right? It wasn't keep it simple stupid or keep it simple sweetie. It was keep it simple Cheryl. So I use the cake game and a who knows the bride the best. And I don't know that I've got any of those out, but you can find stuff. Well, I thought I got it out. Maybe I didn't. There's this, and I've got them, and I found them on Pinterest, I think, or I've had them, so I think I've had them longer than Pinterest. But there's one that's called Name the Cake, and it's like 25 questions, and it's like, this cake can be found at the bottom of the ocean, or this cake weighs something, or whatever, So it's just different. Or a monkey likes this cake, or a rabbit likes this cake, something like that. So I don't ask them all 25 questions. I pick about 10, and I'll mark them, which ones I'm going to ask, and I'll ask them, and I'll have them number their paper 1 through 10 on one side of it. And then they'll have to, so I'll ask the question, and I stand up there and I'm like, which cake is the heaviest? And they're all kind of writing their answer down. And then I'll give them a couple of minutes or so, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. And that's why I only do about 10. I'm not going to do 25. It's way too long. If we have a tie, then I will pick another question, a little harder question, and I'll ask them that one. And so, or maybe 2 more, it just kind of depends. So that's the first question. The other question the other game that's called Who Knows the Bride, it can be found all over Pinterest. And I print off one and I give it to the bride and I have her answer the questions that are on there at the shower. Like when I'm setting everything up, I give her an ink pen and I give her this piece of paper and I say, hey, go answer these questions. And so then I tell everybody, everybody thinks y'all know the bride the best. Who in here thinks they know the bride the best? And somebody, like the best friend's going to hold her hand up. And of course the mother is like, it's my daughter. I know everything about her. And we mothers know that we don't know everything about our daughters. I have 4 and I have no idea. Biologically, one of them's mine and I don't know half the stuff about her. So it's like, I don't know them as well as other people know them. And I will admit to it. So I'll say, well, here's your chance to determine who knows the bride the best. And so I will pick, 5 to 10 questions on that one as well. If it's 20, I'm not going to ask 20 questions. So I have them number the other column 1 through 10 or whatever on this paper. And we'll go through and ask those questions. And so whoever wins these games, I'll give them like a season's best or a citrus peeler, something like that. 9 times out of 10, they give those back to the bride. That's what they did back in my day. But sometimes they will, sometimes they keep them. So that's a pretty fun, those are 2 really quick games. And because, what's a shower without a game? And so the last thing that I do is, I don't even know if I put it on here. Okay. Okay, this is what I do. So by now, everybody has already finished their order. They finished filling out the envelope. They finished filling out the door prize slip and things like that. So I kind of go around and get all that stuff for them. I don't make them stand in line. I walk around, or I'll have, the person putting the doing the shower, I'll have them pick all this stuff up from them. Okay. So they've turned all this stuff in. And also the tags that are on the dress, I'll have a little bowl or a dish or somewhere, for them to put them as well. So while I'm up here and I'm totaling up everything, I'm sitting in front of everybody and I say, there's one last thing I'd like to do. And I think I did think something in here. I ask everybody to help me share with the bride or couple, because I've done couple showers, some advice that they have for them as newlyweds. For example, I'll say something like, at this time, let's go around the room and share with Susanna one thing that makes for a happy and healthy marriage. And then I usually start it off with, of course, this is my thing, don't ever go, by saying, never go to bed angry, or always kiss each other good night. Or you can have somebody else start it, but I'll just kind of go ahead and start it. And then that way I can get to totaling up my order forms. And just about every time I've done that, there are some tissues that need to be out. It is a really moving part of the shower, and it's really just a sweet way to kind of end it. And I don't know, it's just kind of like it makes you feel good. Okay, so let's see. Once the games are ordered, the orders have been collected. Thank everybody for coming. Let them know that the bride will be making her selections with her benefits, and the show will be submitted, soon or within the next couple of days. Remember my highlighter, I've got the master order form over here. So as the people got their order forms, I'm highlighting them off this master list that I've printed. And so then I kind of make sure that every item that was purchased is now highlighted on my master sheet. And I give that, and I sometimes will do 2, one for me and one for her, but I at least do one. And I hand the bride the sheet that has all the highlighted. I keep all the order forms. 9 times out of 10, I like to have the showers delivered to me. If I'm close enough to them, sometimes I live too far away from them, but I like to have them delivered to me if I can. That way, that's one more thing that is taken off of their plate, because they're getting married. These girls have got so much to do now. Weddings are so complicated now. This is the last thing that they need to kind of keep up with. So sometimes I'll have it delivered to me, so I'll keep the order forms, but I have to keep them anyway. Now, let's see. I hand her the list, let her know what she's got, share with her how much product that she can pick out with her benefits. I make sure I check online to see if she's got any outside orders, things like that. Then I take I count out however many addressed envelopes there are, and then I kind of add about 5 to that, give her about 5 extra. And then I give her all the cards, the note cards, so she can write and then mail those things off. Then let me switch over here. Let me share another screen if I can find my share. I want to show you something else I do. Where is my Excel spreadsheet? Hold on, let me open this up. Share. I don't know if y'all can see this. So weird. Can y'all see this Excel spreadsheet? No? All right, hang on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Share. Okay. There we go. Okay, now can you see it? It'll say Kendra's Pampered Chef bridal shower. Y'all see that? Y'all should be able to see that. Lori, can you see it? So then, okay. So this is what I give the bride. I create an Excel spreadsheet, or you can do it on Word, or you can do it on a notepad. I don't care how you do it. So I write down, I type everything up that they've given her, like the net gift from and what they give her. And that way I'll either email it to her or I'll print it off and give it to her or whatever. But this way, when she's writing her thank you cards, she's got everything and she can thank him for everything. And this is for online orders too. I put everything on here. This is just another service that I provide for my brides. And I want to say, I think there's something else. Can you see my Word? Hang on, I probably need to share this one too. Share Word. There we go. Okay. Here's a scavenger hunt if you wanted to do a scavenger hunt for a game. Those are pretty fun too. So just kind of depends. You can do the right left game, things like that. I'm gonna bring you guys back to this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Trying to make y'all back to normal. No, cancel. Jeez. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Make it bigger. Oops, that's not what I want. I was trying to get all of y'all bigger now, and I don't know how to do it, so I'm good. Okay. But anyway, so does that help at all? I mean, for the most part, is that questions? Unmute yourself and tell me what y'all got. Because Suzanne, I know you've got one coming up this week.
Yep, I do. On Saturday.
So,
And I'm not as prepared as I should be, but I've got some time.
well, listen, just to kind of, I'll close this one. There we go. Okay, all right. So let me just kind of explain this. It's kind of like your first cooking show. You got to start somewhere. So don't feel like you have to start and be a rock star from the very first one. It's all a learning, always. It's, like it took me years to develop this system. 19 years. Like, I think I typed that up last year.
Mine's gonna apparently be a little bit different. The host has actually invited 2 other direct sales people with different stuff to be there as well. So it's not like I'll be running the whole show.
Are y'all gonna, is she gonna give you different segments of time to talk, or?
I didn't ask, but that's a good question. So
Okay, so let me ask you this. Did she ask you first to do this? How did this shower come about?
as far as I know, I think I was the first one asked, and then she said that she has invited somebody with Tupperware, and I can't remember the third person. So, and I told her I would do like what you said, have the items on a piece of paper on tags and have them priced differently so that people can just pick something from various prices to get for. So I kind of feel like, I don't know that I'll be talking a whole lot, that
Right. You know what I would
have
do?
the products there to show.
I would ask her, just tell her and kind of phrase it to where that this, you want her to get the maximum benefit from this shower. And are you going to talk to her before Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, if you're not, you're going to.
Yes.
So, and I would just say, I've been thinking about this. You could say you talked to somebody about this. But just say I've been, really thinking about this. And I really believe that in order for you to maximize your opportunity with every one of the direct sales is that each one of you need a little bit of time to explain your process. Because I'm going to tell you, I mean, I've been to a couple of parties where there was multiple vendors, and it's super confusing. I couldn't imagine being at a bridal shower and it being kind of open with
Right.
vendors. So I would tell her, I believe that this is the best way for you to make it really clear to your guests that are going to be at the shower. That's just really odd to do it for a bridal shower. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it because we need Tupperware. I mean, we need storage things.
Right.
Membership has some. We don't have everything. So, but I would say that, and then come up with a plan, and then you can use whatever of that. And if you want to use that little, Trish, do you still have the wedding dress that I'd let you borrow?
Yes,
Yeah,
I have it.
Are
And
I would carry it, Susanna.
yeah, she's
I just
borrowing.
asked her.
Okay.
And I even have the tag, Susanna, I showed you that I made. And the only thing I did, Cheryl, was I went into the back of our catalog and I cut out each of the individual items and glued them on a little piece of paper and little tag. And I have like
Yeah.
little clothespins to put on there with.
No, well, absolutely, because the way I used to do it was a nightmare. Because I had to do it in a Word document, and you have to manipulate Word, and then if you're cutting and pasting pictures on Word, it's a big headache. But now that we have this, whatever that thing, index in the back of the catalog, they're all the same size and they're perfect. So no,
Right.
absolutely, that's
Yeah.
that's how I would do one now, because all that other was a bunch of crap. It took me literally, I spent one day at work.
I didn't even think about the index in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can borrow that too, Susanna. And if they get some of them get ripped or whatever, then all I gotta do is just cut up, another one. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
They're so perfect. Yeah, because that's what mine look like. I mean, and now all I gotta do is cut and get your little cut. You get your little glue stick. You get your little tag. Yeah, Pampered Chef is that they're making that easiest. But that's what I would do. Figure out, you obviously probably couldn't have all the space and time like I had. So figure out from that outline what you could incorporate and just take it. It's a Word document, cut and paste, not cut,
Same thing.
copy and
Fit
paste.
perfect. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Oh,
But,
yeah, no, that is awesome.
and it has like the item number and everything on it. So
That's
it
good.
makes it easy.
That's really good. But copy and paste onto a document what you want to do, Susanna. That will help you so much. And if you have to print that and carry it with you so that you stay on track, then do it. Because there's been a lot of consultants that used index cards at shows. So, it's just good, something good to kind of like follow. But make sure you have the floor for at least 5 minutes, at
Okay.
least, because you really need to explain the process to her. So, and to everybody, I'm telling you, it could be,
Yeah, or I feel like I'll just repeat myself to everybody that comes over to my table.
yeah, tell her that she needs to, yeah. Something else that I do is when I put my big bride here on a table, I'll sometimes carry, not sometimes, I always carry some products, some that every house should have. I'll carry at least one piece of cookware. I always carry my stainless steel bowls, like some knives, a cutting mat, some things that, regardless of your skill level in the kitchen, that you just have to have. I mean, you have to have a skillet. You have to have a knife. You have to have a bowl, So I would kind of carry it, and she would sit on the table, kind of like a Christmas tree, because I don't know if y'all saw this. This one's really big, but So there's like this stand, like there's a lot of room between that. But even when I used the white one, and white one's actually my friend's, but when I did this, I would set her on the table and I would have things like around her base. And they're always girls because they're wearing dresses. But yeah, so carry some products too so they can see. And you could, this order form should be out there. So I recommend printing that order form off because it gives them permission to order for themselves. And that will really increase your, I wish Kaylee was on here because I did her shower. I was really hoping she'd be on here. She could kind of tell you guys about it, but it increases the sales of your shows. So, oh wait, they use the sticky notes as a wish list? No. Did that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, I did that earlier.
Oh, sorry. I think since I was screen sharing,
Yeah, you didn't see it.
don't waste the stamp on my envelope. You will have to send me something else. Oh. I was finding something to fit in there. I didn't even realize it was still in there. All right. So Emily, Lori, and Donna, any of y'all got questions on anything?
No.
Emily's smiling because you guzzled that bottle of wine.
I had one glass.
I had none.
I need it after today.
Oh. All right. Anybody? Donna? Are you still lost?
So we can go.
No, I've got a better grip, I think. I actually have a girl who's announced her engagement, and she's wanting to do a Pampered Chef bridal shower. So now I know what to do.
Yeah. Uh-oh, you froze. I think this storm is like, I was afraid my internet, Donna just froze on us. There she is. She's moving again. So, yes. So, like I said, this is going to be under the files. I'll go back in there and see if I can like tag it or something. I think I can pull it up and tag it. But that whole process that I was reading from, I sat here one day and had a girl going to do a bridal shower. And I just said, let me just type it all out. So Teresa, it's the one thing that I've ever typed out that I just was like, okay, I've got to do it. So, Trish, you've got one coming up too. When's yours?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Mine is the 12th.
Okay.
Yep,
Are
and
you
I've
ready for it?
contacted her. I am. I've got to pick up a couple little things for a couple little games that I'm going to do. There's one called Put a Ring on It, and you get the little plastic rings like what you put in pinata.
Mhm.
And everybody starts out with a ring, and if you say bride or flowers or anything like that, then you steal the ring kind
Yeah.
of thing. And there was a couple other ones I'd found on Pinterest that sounded cute, so
Yeah.
and simple.
Well, that'll be good.
So just some different things like that. And I actually have contacted the bride a couple times within the past week. She's been asking me questions, and her registry's up and going.
Okay, good.
So, and she was sending out invitations.
Okay.
So far so good. I'm nervous though because I haven't even done a live show at all, much less a shower.
Well, as you can see, there's not a whole lot to do with the shower. I mean, basically, the first part of the shower, the first 5 or 10 minutes, you're just explaining what you're doing. And, they've got, and the good thing is you could, if you kind of followed what I did and you did, the catalog, the notepad, the door prize drawing slip, and wherever my envelope went, the thank you, keep one of those up with you. Susanna, you do the same thing. And then each table's got everything that they need. And just keep one with you. That way you don't even need any notes. And put it in order as you want to talk about it. And you could say, okay, there's going to be an envelope on there, and I want you to put your information there, and then you're going to da-da-da. So you're going to have your cheat sheet right here, and they're not going to know that there's no notes on here. but you're going to know what to say because you're going to remember, like, oh yeah, this right here is for the games. And you could write games at the top of yours in case you're like, what is this note for? But I tell them, don't write on this. You can write on the back, but don't write on the front because you're going to need that. And I just tell them to keep the catalog. You know, if you want to keep the catalog, write in the catalog. Just know that my name's on the back. And if you need anything, I'm your Pampered Chef girl. But keep it fun. And, you know, Jill does hers completely different. I think she does the demo. And I can't function with the whole demo thing. I mean, I've got way too much going on, but she's also probably done twice as many parties as I have. So I just do it this way, and it's, in my mind, I stay like it's a shower. We're here to celebrate the couple. We're not here for Pampered Chef. We're here for the couple. That's what's going on in my mind the whole time. That's why I do mine the way I do them, because I want them to have a good shower. I want them to have a good time. I don't want them there to feel like they're in a sales pitch and they have to buy something. Not that I ever feel like my shows are like that, but I don't know. What are you reading, Teresa? A night book? I'm wheezing bad. All right, what else? Lori, are you asleep?
No, I don't lie.
No. Lori, do you got questions?
No, I'm good. And I'm not asleep yet, but it has been storming horrible. The roof has been creaking. It has been horrible here. So y'all fixing to get hit bad.
I know. I've been watching it lightning behind Teresa and her door, and it's lightning. Because if I look out my back window, that's your way. And so I've seen the lightning. It was over here just a minute ago, but I hadn't seen it flickering yet. I'm surprised.
Tornado watches come up.
Yeah, it's lightning bad here.
Well, I'd rather be on here than
Kinsley's
apart.
about ready. She's ready for bed, so we're reading the good night.
Okay. Oh.
When you
Alright.
get done, Banana,
Baby.
when you
Night,
get done with
Kinsley.
your call, you know to go to bed.
Cheryl said good night.
Night,
Night.
Kinsley.
Say night night, everybody.
Good night,
Night.
So, do y'all got questions or anything? Or y'all good?
I think we're good. Thanks for doing this tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So I'll figure out what we're going to talk. I guess next week we need to talk about vendor events. So maybe we can do it. Maybe Monday night we'll talk about vendor events. Everybody's doing them. So, okay. Well, if y'all have
Thank
questions,
you.
you're welcome. If you can't find everything, I'll go try to tag everybody in it. I think all my files are out there. So, okay. All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for letting me use your dress too. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
You would have already had it back if she hadn't rescheduled. I would have already gotten it back to you. So
Oh, no, you're fine. I don't have any coming up, so I'm good. I use that one for a lot for like little vendor events and things like that. So you're good.
I like your big one. It's really pretty too.
Yeah, that Angela got it when she couldn't borrow one of mine, and so I paid her for half of it. So it's kind of like co-owned, but it just houses here. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night. If you have questions and you need me on these, just let me know.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye.
Night. Bye.